Mina? Mina Lee. Are you reading? Mina. Mina Lee. What's your president's name? Obama?
Obama.
Oh, okay. You like Obama?
I like Obama.
Hmm. Who else you like? You like Makia?
No.
Who else you like?
No, I like Mommy.
Mommy?
Mama.
Tell me about Mommy. What you like about Mommy?
Mommy.
Is she a nice person?
Yeah, I do nice.
She is. Who else is nice? She's not?
She's not.
Oh, wow. Why? What Mommy do? What did Mommy do?
That's me and Mommy do.
She's not a nice person?
Not a nice person, no.
Mina. But you love your mommy, right?
Hello, Mama.
Who else you love?
Nene.
Really? Is Nene a nice person?
Nene, nice person, yeah.
Well, thank you. Who else do you like? You don't know?
Nene, I see none.
I tell you what, can you count en français?
One.
En français. Un,
One.
un, deux. No?
Nene.
No en français?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, well, count in English then.
One.
This one is entitled, When Your Family History is Rich Enough for Black History Month. I could go through several generations of my ancestral history, and I could choose any number of my relatives to showcase in this month that we deem Black History Month. Today, I chose to start off with my grands. There are 4 of them, 2 females, 2 males, and there is about to be a 5th. I'm so stoked about that. I'm so excited. It has always been my desire to have just 7 to a dozen children. I was only able to bring to life 3. And now my grandchildren are beginning to enter into this realm, and I'm so excited about it because the numbers are great as well as their brilliance. So today I choose the firstborn grand. She is 12 years of age, and her name is Mina Lee. Mina Lee is born under astrological sign Virgo. She has a Leo moon, and she is very, very creative. Her way of expressions are very unique, which I attribute to her Leo moon. She has always been one that has danced. As a matter of fact, me creating my first YouTube channel was because of her. She was always dancing, and I would take these clips of her, and I decided that I would go ahead and put them to a YouTube channel. I will leave the link in description for that. So it has been so delightful to watch over the years her love for dance to just grow as she began to grow. She is now over 5 feet 5 inches tall. She's a very analytical thinker. Whenever she has to face an obstacle and you confront her about it, there's no need for you to give her options or show her ways to dealing with it, because before the conversation is finished, she has created her own way, and to a high percentage of success, that I have seen her implement these ways, that once you sit and you take the accumulated wisdom that you have, which is myself, and you sit and you talk to her when she faces an obstacle, when it's all said and done, she knows what to do. Early on, we knew that she was special. Even as a baby, it was delightful to see that some of that intuitive essence had passed on from myself to her mother and now to her. I recall when she was about 4.5, maybe 5 months old, and she used to like to watch the Weather Channel early in the morning. If, she would wake up and have to keep somebody awake, she would choose to be me. Because I was very hands-on, and at one point, I even had guardianship of her. So we would sit, and she would want to watch the Weather Channel. And so one day I decided to change this channel because I don't normally watch TV, but for whatever reason I did, and it landed on this channel. And it was one of the local mega preachers. And I decided to listen to what he was saying. He was going on with his animation. He's very vibrant and very audible and articulate. And he was trying to convince those that were watching in the wee hours of the night that their souls were dirty and they needed Jesus. And he wanted to invite them to church. So he went through this elaborate speech, and then he said, "And why don't you come on out?" And next thing I knew, she was like, "No." And I looked and I said, "What did you just say?" And she repeated again. She said, "No." And I knew then that she was on to something. That's a little, humorous to me, but I knew deep down inside she was on to something. And I can even give an account of when she was she had to be 2.5, maybe 3. And we were in the house, and it was late evening. And she looked at me and she said, "Open the door and let that man in." And I was like, "What man?" She said, "The man at the door." So I was like, okay. So what I did was I went and looked out the peephole. I didn't see, anybody. I was a little alarmed, but she wasn't, so it was her intuition. So I said, okay, it's not a harmful matter. So what I did was I opened the door to see if it was anyone outside or driving up, and there wasn't. I closed the door, walked off, and went to the kitchen and started preparing dinner. 5 minutes later, there was a knock at the door. And she said, "Let that man in." I was like, oh my gosh. That was another incident. But, those are just two things I can think of off the top of my head. But as she began to grow, we knew that there was something very magical about her. And as she began to blossom, we realized that she had artistical talent. Around about 18 months, she started to pick up pencils and pens that I had around, and she would start to draw on paper. And she would do this relentlessly. So because I'm an artist, I knew I had to take these little clippings and to analyze them. And I realized that I could determine what she was attempting to draw. And to me, it was worthy of notice. So what I started to do was I bought her a sketch pad, and I would allow her to draw, and I started documenting and posting on her YouTube and social media and whatnot. And as the years progressed, that talent began to bloom, and she began to dance, and she began to draw, and she was just super brilliant like her mom. And bam, she hits school age. She's placed in school, against my wishes by her mother, and her father. So, you have to respect what they choose. By second grade, she had published 9 books. Yes, 9. That was profound. By 3rd grade, she had been in art class, and they had a visitor who was an accomplished commissioned artist, and that artist was incorporating the students to allow them to draw. And she saw my daughter's painting, and she was like, wait a minute. She said, there's something here. And she alerted her teacher, the art teacher, and the art teacher said, yeah, I agree. So what they did was they increased her creative, expression, and allowed her to draw. And so the teacher said that because of her talent and one of her paintings, she felt that it should be presented to the museum within our city to see if they would showcase it. And of course they did. I remember the moment that her little tiny fingers had to pick up the pen to give consent for that piece to be in the museum. And it was a proud moment for me, because me being an artist, I draw, I paint, I sing, I write. I have even invented some things that you may have probably utilized, or someone that have utilized. So, I won't talk about that in great length. I'll do that in another video. But anyway, so it was very delightful for me to see this tiny piece of extension of my DNA through my daughter and my granddaughter's father, to see her have this piece placed in the art museum where I myself had not had that happen yet. So I was very proud of her. And she was able to do that 3, years in a row. She's an amazing prodigy. Her understanding and her ear for music is like, I don't like to use this word, but so that you can understand, I would have to say genius. Her first instrument of choice was the double bass, and she just picked it up, and she knew the notes, her finger placement. And the thing about it was that once she learned the notes, she can make that applicable across the board to keys. She even has taught her sister to perfect more her violin skills, and it's just amazing to watch. And now she's so bubbly and she's so eager that she wants to play. She plays the drums, she plays the bass, she wants to play electric bass and electric guitar. And who is to know how far it's going to go? So it's very exciting to watch her bloom. She's a very unique energy. She's very strong-willed. She knows what she wants. And she's very stubborn too, like myself, that once her mind is made up, that's just what that is. So for me to experience that on many levels, is exciting as well. So today I have showcased her. I will clip in some of her early drawings as media images attached to this video. But stay tuned, because there's more. She's not the only one. And I'm just excited, and I hope you enjoy.